Hello, and welcome to Utterly Geek, your weekly bullshit podcast that missed a week last week. So here we're again with, I'm not going to say supersized, but back to our regularly scheduled program. I am Darren Bell. I am joined today, as always, by Chris Walzik and Stephen Petrella. I almost said Chris Petrella and Stephen Walzik. I don't know.
Hey,
Mother of God.
Brains kind of fucking flipped out. I don't know. It's been a while.
I mean, just another week. That's all. It's not like you make it sound like we've been gone for like a month or something. It's just
because it feels like it, and we'll get to it when we get to what we've been playing.
well, all right, yeah, I guess.
Oh my god, it feels like it. I guess I might as well just start because I've been playing pretty much nothing but XCOM.
Yes.
XCOM 2, War of the Chosen.
Right.
And holy fucking shit. So, you know, in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, when you could recruit assassins and then send them out on little missions to get shit to upgrade your shit?
Yeah.
Well, what if you could do that but with your XCOM soldiers?
I'll just send them on little mini missions and just be like, "Oh, go get shit."
Yeah, so that's essentially what War of the Chosen introduces. There's these three factions: the Skirmishers, the Templar, and the Reapers.
Okay.
The Skirmishers and the Reapers hate each other. Skirmishers are former Advent soldiers who have resisted them and are fighting back against them. Ravagers used to be, their human societies still existing, and it's strongly suggested that they eat aliens. They are aliens and aliens are food. And the Templar are like holy mental channeling spell swords. They have swords. They're primarily melee based.
So they're big and tanky, have shit ton of health, and just charging.
They are not. The Skirmishers are big and tanky. The Templar are glass cannons that can run up with their. It's fucking zealot blades from StarCraft.
Oh, okay. So they're expendable then.
Yeah.
No, they're not. Like, it's XCOM, so no soldier is expendable.
Oh, well.
But they get a special move where if they run up and they slash someone, they have what's called momentum, so they get another move after that to reposition. Or you can spec them out to where they will deflect the next shot, and you can eventually upgrade that so that it reflects it back at who attacked them and does more damage.
Okay.
So they're pretty fucking awesome.
Okay. So to kind of get them started on that momentum, you basically just have them flank like an alien, like where they can't see you, and then just basically kind of sneak up on them and then attack and kill them. And
well, you get the momentum regardless as long as you attack with your melee. But you get this other element called focus for every kill you get, and focus is where you can unleash, like, you can build a wall in front of you. Like a psycho wall will pop up giving you full cover.
Oh, okay.
You can also like fry people with their minds, or I just unlocked like they're kind of like all of the Protoss built into one because they've got an electric storm attack that does a shit ton of damage but uses all of your focus.
Okay.
Templar are pretty fucking cool.
So you just send them out on their own little mission?
You can, but these are also the same units that you've been leveling up and equipping along. So each mission has different problems that can arise from them, so they can come back wounded, which is no big deal. They'll heal up. Some of the ones that give you the bigger rewards, sometimes they'll be captured and you won't have them until you find another thing later on that will reveal where they are, and then you have to launch into a mission to rescue that person, which again can pass or fail, and you can get more people fucking killed trying to save your people.
So do they like go like off screen and you can't like see them if you send them on a mission?
Yeah, they are indisposed until that mission is done and they come back.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
So it's like sending a dude out in Fallout Shelter.
Yeah.
So I can go out there and bring back some goddamn supplies. Hope you don't die on the way.
Exactly. But you can also devote other things to it. So like some of them will be like, oh, if you want to negate possibly being abducted, why don't you spend 25 intel right now? And that won't allow them to be abducted.
Okay.
But sometimes you don't have the intel, and you need to send people out.
So it's almost like they added a mobile game system, but just, one that doesn't require premium currency. It's just in-game currency.
Yeah. And it works. It works with the existing XCOM formula. It works really well with that.
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm. But to counter that, the aliens also have the Chosen, which are these 3 vaunted warriors that answer directly to the Elders, which were the ones who led the invasion on Earth. Mm. And they're kind of like the Nemesis system. Each one has a very particular skill set. So one of them is, I forget what they're called, but one guy just keeps summoning like spectral zombies that will charge your people and then explode, dealing a ton of fucking damage. Another lady can summon mechs at any point. Another guy can summon just beasts. So like berserkers and shit. But they learn and adapt to how you play. And they will constantly fucking taunt you. So I was in a match. There's a new robot unit that you can buy and build, which is based off of Shen's designs from the original game. Or from the original XCOM 2. And they started talking shit as soon as they saw one on the field. They're like, oh, well, you have to build robots. You can't send your own people. How weak of you. 3 or 4 encounters later, they're still hearkening back to that. Like, you're so weak. You use robots. Fuck you.
Fucking stomping aliens and shit. They're like, whatever, mechs.
Yeah.
Fucking robots.
It's fucking funny. And
Sounds like real life.
Time I've seen kind of the Nemesis system used outside of the Nemesis system.
Yeah.
Because the more you fight against them, the more they learn, and there's a bar that fills up. And as that fills, they unlock new abilities and shit. Mm-hmm. So the one of them that was a sniper all of a sudden got, hey, every time you hurt me, I'm going to teleport to a random fucking place on the board.
Huh.
And another guy, oh, every time you shoot at me and you miss, I'm going to get more armor. Yeah, they really fuck you up. But once you go after them, and you got to do that side, like, send people out missions. Once you do 3 of those, you get their base, and you get 1 shot to go in there and fucking take them out for good. Because you can kill them all you want every time they randomly pop up. Each one has certain territories in the world in which they operate. Mm-hmm. And in any mission in those territories, they can just be like, yo, I'm here. Even if it's a simple, like, supply run, or like, oh, I gotta run to do this little thing. All of a sudden, there's a fucking Chosen, and it fucks your shit up. Because your soldiers can now also develop phobias, which is wonderful. They can develop a fear of the Chosen, fear of any individual unit, fear of fire. And it really fucks shit up when that shit triggers. But once you kill the Chosen, you get their weapons to equip on one of your units. You only get 1 of each of their special weapons. But holy fucking shit, I've just been stuck in XCOM for the past week. I run into a problem with XCOM in that I get into a mindset of, well, I need to upgrade. I need to upgrade this. I need to upgrade that. I need to upgrade this. And then I ignore the fucking actual objectives, and shit starts going fucking bad. Where it wouldn't go bad if I just did the fucking objective.
Yeah.
So that's really good. I highly recommend War of the Chosen. This is what XCOM 2 should have been when it first came out.
Okay.
It performs a lot better. That being said, I've had 4 hard crashes. 2 of which have locked up my computer entirely. 2 of which have required full core dumps to be uploaded and sent back to Firaxis. But in about 40 hours of gameplay, that's not too bad by XCOM standards. And I barely just started Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle because fucking more XCOM.
Yeah.
But that one feels a lot different. I'm not even through the first full chapter yet. I don't even have Luigi yet. I just have Mario, Rabbid Luigi, Rabbid Peach. But they've got this weird movement system where if you've played XCOM, you know you've got your movement and then your dash. And if you take a dash, that counts as your 2 actions and you're done. or you can stand in place, or you can take your movement action and then fire, or use an ability or whatever, and that ends your turn.
Yeah.
Mario plus Rabbids, not so much. You only have one distance that you can move. But you can bounce off of your teammates to get an additional move that's kind of like their version of dashing.
Mm-hmm.
But also, while you're moving, you can slide into an enemy unit and do damage to it. And that doesn't impede your movement. That's just a thing you can do.
Mm-mm.
So, like, you can run behind cover, slide tackle a rabbit, then bounce off of one of your teammates and land in high cover. And then also take a shot. Because you have a movement action, a firing action, and a utility action that you can do on your turn.
Okay.
It's a really good basic introduction to an XCOM style game.
Yeah.
At least in the first world. I heard it gets fucking balls hard later on.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to that. But early impressions are, hey, it's good. And that soundtrack by Grant Kirkhope is really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
You guys should listen to that soundtrack. Because I guarantee it'll come up later this year in certain discussions.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm. But I haven't gotten deep enough to actually give it a lot of thought.
Yeah, I kind of reading up on Mario and Rabbids. It seemed like a way, exactly as you were saying, to get into XCOM, where it's like you understand the mechanics or the basic mechanics, but simplified because it has the 0, 25, or is it 0, 25, 50, 75, and 100? Or is there no?
No, it's only 0, 50, and 100%.
Okay, all right.
So for those who don't understand, in XCOM, there's a fucking percent chance to hit,
right?
Depending on a huge number of variables. And in any position, when you go to fire your weapon, it'll give you a percentage chance. Mm-hmm. That percentage could be as high as 100%, or it could be like 98%. It could be 5%. And you can hit on a 5% because it is exactly that. Odds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Means you also fucking whiff on a 98 and get pissed off and reload your save. Mario plus Rabbids takes it as there's only 3 percentages. 0, 50% if they're in mid cover, 100%. No, 0% if they're in high cover.
Right.
50% if they're in low cover, and 100% you're gonna just fucking nail them.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, as long as you're within range. Mm-hmm. And I really like that because it's not going for the same type of game that XCOM is.
Yeah, because like XCOM is more about like dread for the human race and like, oh god, I could die and fuck up, and there goes my soldier, and I'd spent so much time.
And resources.
Yeah, time and resources to craft this character, and now he's fucking dead forever. Whereas like Mario Rabbids just seems like, hey, let's have some fucking fun, man.
Yeah. Well, that being said, it's also kind of difficult because each chapter, there's kind of an overworld, and you literally walk from battlefield to battlefield. Nothing is randomized, unlike XCOM. Like, all the battlefields are crafted, so they kind of feel puzzly in that respect. And also, you don't recover health between the individual fights until you finish the chapter. So if Mario gets fucking iced in the first match, you don't have Mario for the rest of the match.
Okay.
For the rest of that chapter, at least.
Yeah.
And when they die, they just get knocked out. Like, Mario just gets dizzy and sits there on the field. And when you kill the Rabbids, they de-res. Like, okay, so the whole story is there's this helmet in the real world that combines two things together. And the kid who invented it was a Mario fan, and the Rabbids show up in their time-traveling washing machine, which I guess is a thing in the Rabbids universe.
Yeah.
And they grab the helmet, and they suck a bunch of shit from the kid's room into the washing machine, along with the Mario poster, and everything gets all fucking jumbled up. And that's how everything gets kind of weirdly mixed together. I don't remember what the point of what I was saying was.
You're talking about with how the Rabbids get de-resed.
Oh, right. And so when you fucking kill them, those are the Rabbids that were mixed with bad things or things that make them bad. When you de-res them, it just re-separates them back out to original Rabbid and thing, inanimate object.
Okay.
So every Rabbid you de-res ends up actually back at Peach's castle just building shit. In the stupid way that Rabbids do.
Yeah.
And Playing this makes me remember how much I actually did enjoy the Rabbids when they were originally created.
Mm-hmm.
Like those shorts and shit. Like I thought they were fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And it makes me realize why I fucking hate the Minions. Because the Minions came after the Rabbids and they're nothing but a cut rate fucking Rabbids.
Yeah.
Like fuck the Minions. Welcome. But Mario and Rabbids I need to give more time to. Once I'm done with that, Steve, you're welcome to borrow. Because it seems like it'd be up your alley.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a game that I would enjoy a lot.
It's real good. Veering from games for a quick second. Steve and I went and saw It.
Oh, shit. All right.
Did you see It?
I did not.
What did you feel, Steve?
I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was very entertaining and very well filmed, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, to me, that was the most surprising part because I was like, well, I'm gonna go see It, and it's just gonna try to hit me with some cheap scares. It definitely does, but they're all done like just very well, like and interestingly done, and I really like the new take on it. Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'd never seen the original, and I am shocked at how much I liked It, the new one.
Mm.
I think it's a really fucking good movie, and that's coming from someone who is not particularly a fan of horror.
Yeah, that's what I've been feeling, or that's what I've been hearing, and that's why I'm like, I could give it a shot, but
You should. And you know how much I hate clowns. I fucking hate clowns.
that actually makes me all the more surprised that you did go see that movie, because I was thinking about that over the weekend. I was like, I've been hearing it's good, but like I don't know if it would be good enough for even Darren to go if he ever had the opportunity to go see it.
I kind of got dragged.
Okay.
I was told I was going
Okay.
because my girlfriend's really into horror.
Yeah.
And she's like, this is new It. We should go see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, fine. And we made a whole thing of it. A bunch of friends went.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a good time.
I was asked, but I declined because my girlfriend is also into horror, and I was like, nope, you won't see me fucking going to go see that shit. So she went to go see it with a friend, but yeah, after hearing how good it is, like, I think the perfect description that I read earlier today that someone had said in the discussion thread was like, it's not so much a horror movie, it's more of a, oh god, what'd they say? It was like dark adventure or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I think if you liked Stranger Things, like that kind of genre of something,
Okay.
like I think it's for people who like that, because like yeah, they do hit you with like jump scares and stuff, but it's more psychologically scary, I guess.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't really get jump scared at all in that movie.
There was one moment where I got a jump scare.
I just
Like,
really
legit.
liked the way that it was done. Like,
Yeah.
and the dialogue is really good, and the kid who's in Stranger Things, who's in it, who plays Richie, he's really fucking good. Like his like delivery is amazing. It's just really well done. All the kid actors are actually pretty good in my opinion. Yeah, I think it's definitely worth the watch.
Yeah, it's
all good.
It's got one of my favorite movie monster moments of all time, bar none. And I don't want to say anything else.
No,
Steve
you
knows
can't.
what part I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know the part you're talking about, and
It's
that part
so
is awesome.
Fucking awesome.
It really
so
is.
well done.
Like,
Not since the resurrection of the dude in Hellraiser has there been a really fucking awesome scene like this.
Yeah, and I'll say, like, just comparing it to the older, I don't know if you've watched that, Wally, but I think, and I know Darren hasn't, like, they do things on completely different levels, and I like that they kind of went that way with it and didn't try to like go so crazy as to make it like exactly the same as the old one.
Yeah.
The old one, I mean, the pacing is just incredible in the new one. Like, it's just insane how quickly the pacing it. Like, I think it was like 2 hours, and it's like a 2 hour and 15-minute movie, but it doesn't feel that. It feels like it's much shorter because it's just the pacing. It's always moving. Things are always happening. It's structurally just a very well done movie. Where It is more, the first It is more like slow building. Like, not as many scary moments. I think the earlier one is scarier because there aren't as many scary moments. So you're like waiting for the moments. Where this one, you're like, okay, I know they're just gonna keep coming. They're gonna keep hitting me.
Yeah.
But and they changed things, and I like that they did that. So it makes it a little bit more fresh. So you're just not going in there being like, okay, I'm gonna see a shot for shot remake.
Yeah, that'd be very disappointing.
Yeah, and they used they used certain scenes that are the same, but they put their own little twist on them.
From my understanding of it, that people were saying that it's more faithful to the book than the Tim Curry one was. Okay. Also, I have heard that the Tim Curry one does not hold up whatsoever.
I kind of want to still watch it.
Yeah.
We looked it up. It's 3 hours.
Yes, because there's 2 parts of it. And the first part is the better half
absolutely.
Because I had read that the director even hated doing part 2. Like he considered it like the worst part of making that film. And
part 2
he just fucking hated it. Yeah.
Part 2 is actually, I think, is awful. Like, I don't like part 2. Part 1, I mean, yeah, it's hard for movies like that to hold up. Like, I think it's still pretty solid, and Tim Curry is really good at it. But yeah, I mean, it's still cheesy. To me, it's cheesy as an adult. As a kid, it was definitely more terrifying. But as an adult, it feels more cheesy. But I still enjoy it.
Mentally, I keep confusing it with Killer Clowns from Outer Space because as a kid, someone had that, and I remember a pie melting someone and like that kind of goofy shit. So
it's not goofy like that though.
Yeah, see, I don't remember because I never watched that shit as a kid. I've never really had exposure to horror films other than like Pet Sematary.
You know, next time we're ever all together, or at least some of us are, I should show you guys We All Scream for Ice Cream, which is like fucking like C-rated horror film, but it's just a good fucking movie to just sit down and just have a couple of beers and just make fun of.
It's
I don't know if I showed it. I don't know if I showed it to you, Darren. I don't know if we watched it.
I don't think we watched it, but I remember as a kid again, it's all on the periphery. I remember like an eyeball on an ice cream cone.
Yeah, that was one of the covers, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, like the cover that I have, because I have it for DVD, it's like because it's from the Masters of Horror collection, which is which to give you an idea of already how corny it is. But it's like the cover is this clown that's like melting, and he's got a cone sticking out of the side of his head. Oh, but yeah, it's like the cheesiest fucking horror movie you could probably see in recent time. But like, it's so great to make fun of, and that's really the only way you can watch that movie. But anyway, huge derailing there from talk about corny fucking clowns in horror movies. Yeah.
I'll say for like the experience of going to the movie and watching it, going to the theater and watching it is not a great for me at least was a pretty shitty experience.
Yeah.
Like it was just noisy and people fucking talking the whole time and like I don't know, just the that just pisses. I mean, I understand in a horror movie, but like it was more of a. It wasn't like a dumb horror movie that you go and that would be the ambiance and I would enjoy it. Them being like, oh fucking don't go in there, man.
Yeah.
But like during this, it's like, all right, this is a little bit more serious. And
yeah, they tried to make a film.
Yeah, they tried to make a good film, and
they did. It's 89% on fucking Rotten Tomatoes right now.
It is a good fucking movie, and people
most
in the theater.
Most successful horror launch of all time, 114 million.
Yeah. So it's just like, I think it's the most successful weekend for a rated R film.
Yep, in September.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
in general, yeah. So, like, yeah, it just that experience kind of sucked, but.
I think that's
still really good.
I think that's the other reason why I don't go to horror films is because just the audience that goes, like,
yeah, it's a shitty audience.
Yeah, it's never a compelling audience, or at least not compelling. I guess more
sympathetic.
Yeah, and they're not. It's more of an audience that is not. Yeah, they're not going there to like sit down and quietly watch a good movie. You know, they're going there to be like, I want to get scared, and I want to show people that I'm scared. Like, well, I guess that type of the audience that we were with definitely was that way.
There's a girl sitting next to me who was bouncing the whole fucking movie, screaming and shit. There's one point she actually got up and ran down the aisle. Yeah, it was fucking annoying as shit.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, probably the worst. The share movie experiences that were awful. Probably the worst that I had was Jet Li's Hero when I went to go see that. I went to go see that in theaters, which I fucking love that movie. But man, like, I went with there were like other high schoolers that were there, and I don't think they understood how foreign films worked yet. So like, so like they would be speaking in Chinese or I think either Chinese or Mandarin, and then they'd be like giggling the whole time.
Okay.
And they'd be like, hey, they're speaking a foreign language, and I'm like, fucking yeah. I don't know if you know, but the rest of the world doesn't speak English. You know, like fucking. So yeah, it was a bunch of high schoolers just trying to like, I don't know, just think that's a dumb movie, but. It's a fucking great movie.
For the record, Mandarin is a type of Chinese language.
Right.
There's multiple.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
But
yeah,
my point stands.
See, hopefully, if you can get a quiet theater.
Yeah. Go during a time where you know not a lot of people are going to be there.
Yeah.
Like, if you can go in the morning, I would fucking go in the morning.
Oh, so for me, Sundays at, like, you know, any time of the day.
Yeah, do that.
On a Sunday, during the day, it would probably be a great time.
Sunday matinee.
Yeah.
Because there will probably be like 5 other people in the theater with you.
Yeah. That's how it is with just about any movie. Because Utah.
Yeah. My favorite time to go to a movie is usually like the first showing in the morning. Like, especially if it's rated R. Because then I know like there's going to be like 3 other people there that want to just go fucking enjoy the movie. Like, I did it with Mad Max Fury Road, and it was the best movie experience of my life. Because it was like me and like 2 other dudes, and we're just there in the IMAX just to fucking get immersed in this film. And no one ruined it for me, and it was just awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Other than that, I spent all of Saturday watching the new season of BoJack Horseman.
Oh, God.
Did you cry a lot?
Oh my God, there's one episode this season. Well, this one's a lot more, if anyone has followed BoJack Horseman closely, this one's a lot more dealing with the characters' psyches in their current mental states.
Mm-hmm.
And there is one episode, did you ever see that animated short, It's a Beautiful Day?
Maybe? I think I did. I haven't watched BoJack since the end of season 2. I missed 3, and I know 4 is out now.
I'm sorry. It's the film I'm thinking of is It's Such a Beautiful Day by Don Hertzfeldt.
Okay.
Which deals with a man coming to grips with his own dementia.
Okay.
And there is an episode this season that it parallels that almost directly. It's Such a Beautiful Day is a wonderful film to watch. It's so well put together, and it's so fucking gut-wrenching.
Mm.
And that's exactly how I felt at this episode, at the end of BoJack. But this season, I think, is one of the tightest ones. What they do with Todd, what they do with BoJack, what they do with BoJack and the new character they introduced at the very end of season 3. It's a really, really good season of BoJack. You should watch season 3 because things happen in season 3. And season 4 just continues it.
Yeah, well, I should hope so as a series.
Well, yeah. They get kind of political because, of course, everyone gets kind of political.
Oh, yeah.
Where they get someone who is completely inexperienced to try to run for a political position because, hey, I think this would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily they steer away from that real quick. Involving it, mostly because of something terrible that happens to Zach Braff, but we won't go there. All of the weird celebrities that they randomly name call in this season are the actual celebrities, though.
Oh, nice.
Unlike the previous seasons where they're like, oh, yeah, here's J.D. Salinger, and it's just some asshole doing a J.D. Salinger voice.
Right.
It's like, oh, when they say that's Zach Braff, no, that's actually fucking Zach Braff.
Sweet.
It's good. I love BoJack Horseman, and my only regret is watching the entire season in one sitting. I kind of want to watch back through the entirety of that show. It's a special thing, and Will Arnett is so great.
Yeah,
in that show. But that's about all I've been up to.
Well, until you made the BoJack Horseman topic, I was going to segue into a movie that I watched, or rewatched, I should say, that also reminded me of a fantastic movie audience situation.
Oh, God.
Which we got to experience together, Darren, because we went to go see this movie for the first time, and that was Pacific Rim. We rewatched over the weekend.
God, I love that dumb movie.
And, man, that movie holds up pretty fucking well for, I don't know, I mean, how old is it? Like, I think it's like, it's probably like 5, probably more than 5 years, right?
I think it's 4.
Yeah, 4 or 5
4
years.
or 5. Yeah, it's 4 or 5.
Okay.
Wait, maybe not even that long. Wait, I think it's like 2014, maybe?
2013.
13, okay.
Okay.
So 4
years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I got a little freaked out because I did a Google search for Pacific Rim, and it came up March 3rd, 2018, which is Pacific Rim Uprising. The official site is live.
Okay. Oh, shit, is it? All right.
Yeah.
Oh, it probably was when they released that teaser trailer for, like, the pilots, like, fucking coming
that's
together
exactly what it is. Join the Jaeger Uprising. Yeah. It makes me upset that it's not a prequel.
Yeah.
And Guillermo del Toro has nothing to do with it.
Well, he's like the producer, I think. He's the executive producer,
probably.
but that's about it. I think he was okay with giving the rights over to someone else to be like, yeah, sure. Go cook something up. But yeah, I don't know. There's so much about Pacific Rim that I love that Guillermo is just really good with that it might be tough for other people to do, but hey, I could be fucking wrong and they could nail it out of the park. But
John Boyega's in it.
Yep.
Yeah. I think, like, just stylistically, Guillermo del Toro is one of the best directors out right now. Like, Pacific Rim is a dumb movie, but it's fucking amazing at what it does. Like, it's just so good, and it's just so, like, it's not even that original, but it's just fucking awesome. Like, it's just a spectacle.
It's just great, like, fucking moments in that movie.
Yeah, it's just really good, and the style and the look, like, the monsters are awesome looking. I mean, he's so good at, like, creating these worlds too. Like, just the world itself is like
the fucking Jaegers
of its own.
I love the design of all the Jaegers.
Yeah.
Like, and it makes me really feel like, God damn it, I need to watch some Gundam.
Yeah. And the characters are fucking great. Like, some of them are pretty stereotypical, but they're awesome. Like,
Charlie Day's character is great.
Yeah, Charlie Day's character. Well, both the scientist guys are really good. I like their back and forth.
Yep.
Because they're just so different in the strategies that they want to do.
Yeah. Now that I'm like 8 or 7 or 8 seasons in Always Sunny, like now when I see Charlie Day in Pacific Rim, I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah. Because he's still Charlie Day in Pacific Rim, pretty much. Like, he's still the same fucking dude.
He's just a genius, not an illiterate idiot. Like,
yeah.
Well, no, this is Charlie if the smart pills were real. Because the scientist who gives him the smart pills is the other scientist in Pacific Rim.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I've kind of headcanoned it that those pills were real and everything else is Charlie's hallucination.
Okay.
Pacific Rim takes place in the same world as It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It totally does.
Okay. I'm willing to accept that.
Good news on Uprising though. The story is by Guillermo.
Oh no shit.
Oh okay.
So
all right. Cool.
Good chance of being
like the screenplay. The screenplay and story, or just the story.
Let me reopen a closed tab.
Because as weird as that is, it is two different things.
So the story is by Guillermo. The screenplay is by 4 other people.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh okay.
Let me.
Okay. No, so what got me to think about it was like a good movie moment was Pacific Rim is the only movie I actually applauded in mid-movie, and that was the fucking sword scene. That
sword scene is so fucking
That
awesome.
shit is like the fucking tits of like any movie ever.
The only problem I have with the sword scene is how the fuck did he not know?
Yeah, I know, right?
You're drifting. You both are supposed to know everything about each other. Like,
I know.
Okay, I'll roll with it.
But hey, for drama's sake and for that whole moment, yeah, what the hell? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah, there was actually something that my girlfriend mentioned after we were done watching the movie. She's like, if all the kaiju are all clones, why was there one that was pregnant? Like how, like, it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, yeah, that was kind of my response. It was just like, it's fucking pregnant. I don't know. Like, I mean, it was kind of like how in Jurassic Park they were able to clone dinosaurs by using fucking frog DNA, but then like some of them were just a little off. So I don't know.
They were all women except for the ones that weren't.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Nature finds a way.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just, I mean, she kept questioning it, but I was like, You're trying to put logic into this movie, like a movie that's about giant robots fighting giant monsters. Like, just roll with it, kind of deal.
It would be like you questioned it. You're like, well, how to get in the sewer like that? And, like, why is it coming out of the well? Like, what the fuck, man? Like, it's just like, well, you went to a fucking horror movie about a fucking weird thing that feeds off of people's fears. Like, what the fuck did you expect?
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta roll with it, man.
Pacific Rim, there's fucking Godzilla kaiju shit running around, and then the one thing you question is like, well, why is that one pregnant? Doesn't make any fucking sense at all.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
Everything else is clad solid.
There's fucking beings creating kaiju underneath the fucking water. Like, maybe they just created a pregnant one. They were like, all right, this one's pregnant. Just send her
whatever. I mean, I guess.
You know what? Part of it makes me think that maybe that was an R&D version. Because they are all genetically engineered by that other race.
Yeah, and that was my explanation, is the fact that like all of them are different in some way. Like, they all have the same DNA, but they were all different in their own way, like very slightly.
Yeah. So why can't one be preggers to look into like, hey, what if we ever wind out and we just want to keep fucking up Earth? They got to replicate on their own.
Yeah.
Let's make one get preggers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, watch that. Fucking still love that movie. It seriously holds up really well. And then what I've been playing, I'll go into it. What got me to go to this game was because my girlfriend did not know the voice of the character that was the announcer in
Pacific Rim. So
I introduced her to Portal, the very first one. I only played like the first hour of it. I got to Chamber 16. So I've been replaying that game. Like, apparently I've got 14 hours into it. In playing
so
that
good.
game. But, you know, I mean, that was when it first came out. I played the absolute fucking shit out of that game. It's kind of funny because I was thinking the other day, just before I went to bed, I wish there was some way to, like, just forget little pieces of memory. Like, I wish I could just experience Portal all over again for the very first time. And just that fucking just being like, oh my god, what is going on? And then just like solving puzzles, and then like hearing all the snide remarks like from GLaDOS from the first time, and being like, oh man, this is fucking awesome. Like, all that shit I wish I could just experience for the first time again. But
yeah, I wish, because I bought the orange box mostly for Portal. I'd been following like from the first teaser trailer up until release, whereas most people were purchasing that for Half-Life 2 Episode 2.
Episode 1.
And 2.
Did it come with 1 and 2?
Episode 2 was in the orange box, yeah. Because it was Half-Life, Episode 1, Episode 2, TF2, and Portal. That's how they advertised 5 games. Okay. So everyone was looking forward to that, but I was like, no, give me Portal, because no one else is really following that, and it looked really fucking cool. And then everyone's like, oh shit, there's this Portal thing. So I wish I could take it a step further and like not know Portal was in the orange box and be completely surprised.
Yeah. And my girlfriend is starting to get a little bit of GLaDOS and how she talks, because it's so heavily modified that, like, if you're going in, like, not knowing what you're going to hear, like, it's like, what? This is a really fucking robotic voice. And, like, there are some moments where it's not as articulated, so you kind of can miss a few things here and there, but...
like the fling yourself.
Yeah. So we have subtitles on, so that way she can read all the snarky comments. But, yeah, so far she's enjoying it. She's loving the turrets. That's where she's been laughing the most, just because of all the fucking shit they say. It was really great just like hearing her response, like when you interact with the first turret, and then it's like, put me down, and then you like put it down, and then it's like, I don't blame you, and all that. She's like, is that turret talking to you?
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I was like, yep, yeah. And we also got to the segment where you discover Ratman in his, like, in the back.
Yeah.
Because I showed that little segment to her, and then she started questioning it, and I'm like, I'm not going to answer anything. Like, you got to decipher this yourself as to what all this means right now. So I just left that as is, and then kept playing. Now
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now I'm on Chamber 16, almost about to get to the Act 2, and then pretty far along. But yeah, and then the end. But yeah, we stopped because it was like pretty late. So
are you gonna give her a history lesson about the patched ending and then the ARG before you lead into Portal 2? You should at least mention that the ending was originally patched.
Oh, that's right.
Because they didn't drag you back in.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll probably mention that. And then the ARG, I'm trying to remember what it was that...
Oh my god, it was fucking insane.
Well, yeah, I remember it being insane. I just don't remember what it was exactly.
They put out a trailer that had random... I want to say it had random... No, it had at the end of it like a blip or something. So people analyzed it, and it ended up being access to a modem that was based in Seattle that was a super low speed old modem that you could only connect to for X amount of time, which was only enough to download an image of 2 stick people giving thumbs up, leading everyone to think that there would be co-op in Portal 2, which there would be. And then there's a whole thing about finding potatoes worldwide.
Oh yeah, I remember the whole potato
thing.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck, man.
And then potatoes were showing up in TF2 randomly, like.
Well, not TF2. It was like 30-some games.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Potato sack.
Yep.
It was called the potato. Of course, I googled potato sack, and I'm a fucking idiot.
Probably should have included Portal ARG in there, but whatever.
Yeah. Potato Sack Portal. The Potato Sack bundle. God, it included Amnesia, The Ball, Bit Trip, Defense Grid, Killing Floor, Super Meat Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a ton of weird shit.
That's when I got The Ball, and it was only just to get that achievement, and then I moved on.
Yeah.
I never touched that fucking game again.
Fuck, man. Portal is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's unfortunate, once you get to 2, one of the best jokes will be wasted because you've already done it. The joke of, oh, I think this is the part where he kills you. This is the part where I kill you. Chapter 8, the part where he kills you. Achievement unlocked, the part where he kills you.
Yeah,
the achievement unlocking is like the fucking cherry on it. It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Or like the whole, like, hey, turn around. Hey, just throw yourself in the hole.
Yep.
Just come on. Just
I'm gonna totally wait out as long as I can. Yeah. So yeah, she's never experienced Portal 1 and 2, so I'm introducing her because like as a video gamer, like you should know that shit. Like it's just it's like what some of the most fucking greatest moments and characters in video game history that exists.
Yeah, those are no doubt games that I wish that I hadn't experienced and could just be like, okay, I'm experiencing this for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just the moments in those fucking games are just so goddamn good.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons.
Oh,
I know. Yeah, I was rattling off all the people that were in Portal 2, and she was like, oh, she's like, I didn't know. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to fucking get you in Portal 2, because all of it's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
The people that they got, especially for 2, is just fucking great.
Oh, yeah.
God, I just really hope Valve makes another one sometime.
Yeah, I don't
Who
know.
knows?
So outside of that, after our long discussion about Portal,
so good.
Yes, it is. Been also playing more No Man's Sky. I know I've talked a lot about it already. I'm at that point where you know how it's like, oh man, I want to go do this thing because I want to upgrade this stuff. Oh man, now I can go upgrade this thing because I got blueprints. Now I want to go make this. Like, I got into that loop over the weekend, and it was real bad because I was like, man, I should go to bed.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities between your No Man's Sky experience and my XCOM experience.
Yeah, because I got to the point of being able to build the vehicles. The all-terrain vehicles.
Oh, right. They added those a while back, right?
Yeah, that was like the very first big patch, along with the base building. So I got to a moment in the side main storyline. It's the storyline that they added, so that way it gives
Atlas Rising. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that way it gives not only a new alien race to the game, but it also kind of introduces you into base building and using all-terrain vehicles and whatnot. So I got into that habit of just like talking to all my different alien races at the research stations and being like, oh, okay, I gotta go get this stuff now. Like, what is this new resource that I've never seen before? Now, oh shit, now I gotta go gather that and then fucking bring it back and then build my ship or build my vehicle and then continue on. So I just got into that loop of just that, and I was just like, oh god, okay, all right.
So you're actually building a base now.
Yes,
you're going through that stuff.
I'm at the point where which I still know I need to do, but it might not be a while. I'm not really going into detail. I'm just doing bare bones. Like, okay, it needs this. Like, now it needs a research station. Okay, cool. Now I need to go hire someone. So I'm not making this huge elaborate thing like I did in my Explore mode. Because in my Explore mode, I basically because you have free reign of everything. So I was just like, fuck it, I'll just build this big elaborate fucking base and like see what's available and see what shapes and things I could do to it. But yeah, considering with the single player mode where you are very much limited on resources, it's like, all right, I'll just build the essentials and then
what I can.
Yeah.
Apparently, a lot of people had issues when they loaded their old saves after Atlas Rising came out to find their bases fucking buried.
Oh shit!
Because they rebuilt the worlds, and sometimes that put buildings
God.
underground.
Yeah, yeah. There was one point where in the story it kind of hand feeds you a base. It's like, oh hey, like here's a base, go investigate it, or just find your own. Like you can either just find your own on a planet that you like, or they give you one. And I went to go explore the one that they gave me, and it was fucking underwater. And I was like, okay, well, this might be cool as like an underwater base if like I can go inside and there's no water. Breathe. Yeah, and like breathe and everything. But I went inside and I was drowning. And I was like, all right, well, not this base then.
Good job.
So I kind of wish that took that into effect, because I would have totally built a fucking underwater base and that would have been amazing. But yeah, playing a lot of that. More Battlegrounds, because of course that's always it's like my go-to online game now. I don't even touch Overwatch anymore, but I think that's just because I do a lot of duos with friends.
Well, Halloween is coming anyway, so
that's
that
true.
Event will be coming.
Yeah. I really only played Overwatch just for the events now. Like I don't really, or if there's like changes to characters, then I'll be like, okay, yeah, I'll hop in and try out a couple things. Like I tried out the deathmatch mode in Overwatch.
Oh yeah, I haven't touched that.
Yeah, it's kind of,
I haven't either.
It's kind of interesting how they do it. Expect a lot of people picking assault classes and and not so much tanks or anything else. But yeah, McCree's my guy. He's my go-to assault guy now. Sometimes Tracer, but you know, there's like a couple people like May or Junkrat that are really good at getting kills. But yeah, it's interesting, and I thought that when getting my loot boxes after the deathmatch had unlocked, I thought that was like, oh, you have to fucking win, which I was like, man, that's got to be a pain in the ass for, like, because it's basically, there's either a team deathmatch where it's 4v4 or maybe it's six, or free for all where it's 8 people. And I was like, oh man, that's gotta suck with free for all, because you gotta fucking be number 1. Like that's a lot of killing you gotta fucking do. But turns out just to get a loot box or considered a winner is like you just need to be in the top 4.
Top half.
Yeah. So top half you win, but otherwise it's defeat. So I thought that was kind of neat. So that way it gives people to kind of fight to be in the top half as opposed to just being the absolute best. So it's kind of a nice little compromise that they made there. And then, but yeah, that's all I really play it, just to try things out. Otherwise, I just play so much fucking Battlegrounds, so much of that fucking game. I've been getting better with my shooting in general and fucking judging where people are range wise. And actually won a chicken dinner recently. Like it's been like a fucking month and a half since my last one. Yeah. So it's just so many things about that game still that I know that a lot of people are hoping that happens. Like a shooting range, like an offline shooting range.
Yeah, so you can actually fucking practice.
Yeah, because I got one of the sniper rifles from the crate, and I didn't realize the high velocity that it fires at. So, like, I had people who were, like, definitely between 100 and 150 meters away, and I had an 8x scope, and I had, like, the crosshairs right on their head, and I would fire, and it would go over their head. And I'm just like, I'm like, okay, well, shit. Like, I wish I had
recoil and everything.
Yeah, like, I wish I had known that, like, when I made, so I could just aim just a little bit further down. Yeah, that was one instance where I was like, man, I I really wish they just had a shooting range with just like dummy targets of like people that you can just shoot at. Or something.
That loading island should be that, and they should have a way for you just to load into loading island.
Yeah.
But do you think maybe they don't want to do something like that because it adds to like the difficulty of the game?
Yeah,
maybe. I mean that's a good counterpoint for sure. But I think it's also a lot of people get frustrated that they never get to use certain weapons because it's like the really good players like fucking kill everybody who's trying to get to a crate, so then they get it.
Yeah. Like, I think they should do something like that, but I just don't know, like, because it seems like a game that they want to reward people for playing, like, a shitload of. And the people who get to play a shitload of it are the ones who are going to be good at sniping people because they've just used them so much.
Well, that's why they have the leaderboard system, so that way it's like all the good players are with the good players, and all the people who aren't so great or new, like they're lower in the ranks, so they get paired up with those groups of people. Yeah,
because it definitely, I mean, it should do something like that though, because there are people who just will never be as good as people, or just won't have like the time to put into a game that some people do have. So to allow people to just like practice with every gun, even if they don't even get to use that gun, I think would be definitely a nice nod to people who are putting time into the game.
Yeah. And the other thing I had discussed, because apparently getting shot in the arm or leg is like does so little damage, and then I thought, what if it actually had an effect where it does like some kind of crippling damage, like a la Fallout, where it's like
you can't use that arm.
Maybe not. You can't use it, but like your accuracy is worse. Like there's a lot more sway if you aim down sights, or like in your leg, you kind of like hobble around a little bit more. Like you're a little bit slower, but like you could still regain it by either using a first aid kit or whatever. Or bandages.
The problem I see with that is that right now, so much of your survivability is just based off of getting the fuck away.
Oh, yeah. No, totally.
And if they make it so that you can shoot someone in the legs and they can't get the fuck away.
Right.
It becomes quickly, hey, let me shoot you in all the legs.
Yeah.
And game over.
Right.
Now, is there just that one map?
Yes. Yeah, okay. They have that with the different seasons, or not seasons, weather. Like different weather effects. Yeah.
Yeah, they're actually adding foggy weather soon.
It's gonna be awesome. It looks terrifying.
Because I think something like that, like where if they did do something where it's like you got injured like that and it just affected the abilities, like it could be done. I think they could do that in like on like a smaller level, like where. If they built other levels, you have like smaller games that didn't have as many people in them. So it'd be like closer range where it's like, oh fuck, I got my arm blown off. Now I'm limited to what I can do as far as like running around with 3 other people who are shooting at you.
Yeah.
But I think in a big game like that, it would be difficult to implement that.
Well, they have a new map coming soon. Besides the desert map, or maybe it is included in the desert map, where it's basically one city and it's like fucking like 8 stories high.
Yeah, that is the desert map.
Okay. Yeah, where it's like it's very like the area is small, but it just has a lot of really high rise buildings.
Makes me wonder how the bubble works then, because if you're in the ring and you're in a tower, do you have to suddenly drop floors?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd imagine you would.
Right. Well, yeah, because they have the. I'm sure they'll have multiple stairs to like get down, but they also have the fire exit stairs that's on the outside of the building, so people can go down that way as well.
Yeah.
So I'd assume there would be like 2 sets of stairs on each side of the building, and then there's the emergency stairway that's hanging off the side of the building.
Yeah.
So that would be like a third way to get down.
And apparently, originally people thought that map was going to be smaller, but it'll be just as large as the current one.
Oh, okay. So that was just highlighting one city area or something.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't want to imagine the final circle there.
Oh god.
Do you think they'd ever do something that would be like a more balanced game where they had people like they know exactly where you're going to start and they have like basically weapons around there to find? So it's not like a whole, okay, if we land here and strategically do this.
Well, I think that's kind of the nature of the game as it stands, is that you control where you drop in.
Yeah, I'm just saying in like keeping that going, like you have that, but you also have another mode where like it's just more balanced.
Define balanced.
I feel honestly that I played very limited of that game, and I just think that it's like as far as like landing and dropping in and doing all that, that's where a little bit of unbalance comes in that game.
I mean,
because not everyone's gonna find the best weapons, and not everyone's gonna find that. So it becomes a game where if you're very good, you find the best weapons, you're more than likely going to win, where other people are going to lose because they don't have the best weapons. Like, I mean, you're not going to run around.
I've died by shotguns so many times, and I've had like fucking assault rifles up the ass, like with like shit tons of ammo, and then I'll get one shot by a fucking shotgun.
But the majority of the time, the dude who's winning is not the dude who's just running around shotgunning, killing people.
Right.
Well, like, you don't necessarily know, because
I'm not saying that like that's. I think that that's like the draw for people in that game, but I think for me, it's actually not like I don't like it that much. It makes me like not really want to play the game that much.
I would like to see a mode where maybe you quarantine off the town or the map in some way. And you start with a smaller group of people. Like, let's say you have a 16-player free-for-all.
Mm-hmm.
And you all start off with a particular loadout, kind of like reverse gun game in Counter-Strike, where everyone starts off with the coolest shit. And if you win, your weapon gets downgraded.
Okay, yeah.
And then you keep playing rounds until someone has to punch someone to death.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, not like changing their game, because I think like that's a draw for most people is the way that it's set up. I'm just saying, like, add a
different mode.
Yeah, for other people, so more people want it, so it's more appealing to other people as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
10 million people appeals to a lot of people.
Appeals to a lot of people, but I feel like it's one of those things where right now, yeah, it's huge, but it's also huge just because of the mass amount of people that are just streaming it and joking around with it and just kind of bringing it up. Because personally, I think it's a solid game, but I don't think it's anything spectacular. Like, that's just my personal opinion of it. But I think like what's bringing it up and what's making it so good is the amount of like streams and the amount of fun that people are having with it, like on YouTube and on Twitch right now.
Right.
Like, because it is just one of those games. It's so random and it's so ridiculous, and so many ridiculous things can happen in it that it is a really fun game to watch people stream. And I feel like that's where it's getting its popularity, and that's going to wane after a while unless they figure out like how to keep people happy playing that game. Because it's going to be one thing where it's like, okay, we're sick of watching this fucking game.
Steve, let me tell you a little game called Hearthstone. How does Hearthstone like?
Well, here's the thing with.
I feel like this almost sounds like you're talking about Hearthstone, where it's like, yeah, sure, it's really great to watch, and like, sure, they're playing people who picked it up and were like, yeah, I'll start playing this fucking game, whatever. But unless you are playing it a shit ton or have the money to drop on it, then you can stay up with it. And then
Oh yeah. I mean, they're completely different games, though. And the thing about Hearthstone, there is nothing.
I was just saying, based off your description of how they should handle Battlegrounds, I'm just being an ass, basically.
I'm not saying anything with purchasing anything, though.
Right.
I'm saying to work with people like who might not want to have a game that's structured like that.
I guess it's more of just, if it appeals to you, cool. If it doesn't, whatever, man. I mean,
I got to get a better computer so I can play it more, because I will.
Yeah. And
I like the game. I'm just saying, like, there are things that I think should be just my personal opinion, where I just, for me, it's not a game that I can sit and like pick up and want to play. Just the style of it. It's just not my type of game. But I feel if it was a little bit more balanced in like the favor of everyone's equally going out there, then I would have more of a want to play it. Because then I would know, like, that guy's genuinely beating me because he's a fucking better player than me. He's not genuinely beating me because he knows exactly kind of where the drops are going to be, so he's always going to those drops.
Dude, but you never quite know where the drops are going to be.
Yeah, like, dude, there's so many times...
so randomized.
Yeah, I've dropped...
It's randomized, but I feel like there's got to be, like, some understanding of where certain things might be.
I've dropped into high frequency cities that's supposed to have like really good weapons, and then found, and if I'm the only fucking person there, have found pistols and pants and ammo for pistols, and that's it. And then there's sometimes I just go into like random fucking sheds, and then there's 2 assault rifles there with shit tons of ammo and scopes. Like, I don't know, like, it's, and then, but then I'll go there the next game, and then there'll be pistols and pants. Like,
it heavily relies on
it's so random, like, on where, like, yeah, you can keep dropping the same spots over and over again, but it's not going to be the same items every time.
Well, I think that's kind of the point that I'm making, is that is not, to me, that's not balanced. Like, that's just random. So it's kind of the luck of the draw where you hit and there's good weapons there.
It'd be like playing Hearthstone, but with every card you own in one giant deck, and fuck all.
Which Total Biscuit has done, the legendary games.
Yeah.
Which is pretty hilarious.
No, but you're still limited to 30. I'm saying, like, what if it was the full collection of every card you had?
Yeah, but
regardless of what class you're playing.
But a shooter, I mean, comparing a shooter to a card game is completely ridiculous.
Well,
because
when you're talking about RNG is what I'm getting at, and I see your point. I just, like, I can't really speak to this because I haven't put in a ton of time with Battlegrounds, but in every time that I've played, I have landed in the same places a couple of times, and it's a crapshoot as to whether or not you get anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it does fucking suck if you get through a game and all you found is a goddamn pistol and flashbangs.
Yeah.
But that's
yeah, I think RNG can be fun, and that's why people like watching that game. But I think it takes away from sometimes playing the game.
That depends. I mean, this is coming from me that's like put like fucking 100 close to 170 hours into it.
I feel the same way about Hearthstone in the RNG as well, where I'm like, the RNG is so fun, and then I'm like, fuck the RNG in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, in that, yeah, I mean, it's just, I guess you can compare it in the RNG.
Right. Yeah, and that's all I was doing. Nothing else.
Yeah.
But I would like to see a mode where, hey, everyone gets one loadout that you land with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. There are no other weapons on the map. The only thing you have to scavenge for is ammo. And every time you find ammo, it is for everything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just different modes like that. Not like you still have that same mode where you fly out and you're just RNG, and it's like, oh fuck, I got to do this with a shotgun, and that's it right now. And someone else might have
that shotgun has been great for me.
Yeah,
early game.
It can be great.
I love the shotgun.
Dude, I fucking, just this past weekend, I landed in fucking school. I had the double barrel shotgun, and I got 6 kills out of that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I've been converted. I used to love the pump shotgun, but now I fucking love the double barrel because it's fucking 2 shots.
Double barrel ices anyone, and it's real good early game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Once you get to that second ring, you got to ditch that shotgun, but early game.
Yeah. I mean, unless you storm a house and then... or can flank someone, at close range, but that might be hard.
I went through one game with 2 double barrels constantly loaded on my back. I fucking cleared a house.
Yep.
And then ate shit and died because someone else was in there that I didn't know.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. That's all I've got. That's another discussion, long-winded discussion about a game. But yeah, that's all I've been up to.
It's a popular game. I think like it deserves good discussion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it certainly does.
Yeah. Trust me,
there is criticism.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I see very much weekly, almost daily, of a lot of requests of people suggesting things or whatever, and there's sometimes the devs are like, shit man, that is a good idea, but a lot of times they're just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna create what they want to create, and that's great.
Yeah,
like that's fine. Like I think good on them, and they're doing a good job with what they're wanting to create.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to, Steve, now that we're at the 1 hour and 12-minute mark?
Yeah. This is fucking long as shit.
Long intro. We've been gone for 2 weeks.
Basically I think basically what I talked about last time. I've been playing Thumper again.
Yep.
I'm getting deep into that and more frustrated.
Have you split your Joy-Con, one in each hand yet?
I haven't. I need to do that. I've been more into like the feeling of, because I've been playing Zelda too, and just like I don't know what it is, but just holding on to it and just sitting there like reclining back.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people
just
really like just sitting back and just playing that.
Yeah, like just playing it on a handheld. There's like, I don't know, it's just a good feeling for me.
Yeah,
I like it. So yeah, I've been playing Thumper all handheld, and same with Sonic. Like I've just been playing it straight handheld. So,
because that's like Game Gear.
Yeah, it feels like Game Gear. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of Thumper and a lot of Sonic.
I actually got into Sonic because I, in a sleep-addled state, bought it.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention, but yeah, no, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, and I really like. I think Sonic is a very, very creative game. Like it's just really well done.
It was made with love instead of, oh shit, we need to make another Sonic game this year.
Yeah, and it, like everything that they throw at you, the level design is really nice, and it's just super streamlined. And it's pretty fucking hard. And it's just, the music is amazing, and it's nice to look. I really like that fucking game. I'm really happy with it. It's definitely like one of those games where, because like I liked Sonic, but I was never a huge like Sonic fan. But this game makes me kind of want to revisit the early Sonics as well and give them a go.
Yeah, I don't know if I would go that far. I really enjoy Sonic Mania, and I think I will keep my satisfaction with Sonic Mania.
Yeah.
I will say I did fucking bust out laughing. Chemical Zone boss fight 2.
Yeah.
Fucking record time I took down that boss fight.
To be expected, but yeah.
It's so disorienting because you just drop in and you're like, huh, what? Oh, we're doing this now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, fuck yeah, we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Super good. Yeah,
it's
I was playing a little bit of that as well, and I actually I got frustrated at one point because one of the boss fights later in the game was just like, God, this is fucking annoying, but just powered through it and got through it. Now I'm fucking 3 levels more into that game, and then tried playing Knuckles because I was like, I haven't tried Knuckles yet, and I was like, oh God, Knuckles is a whole nother beast entirely. Like you gotta play that game so fucking differently with Knuckles. Because you gotta actually like take your time and not just run through shit. It's like, oh, you actually have to explore and like climb walls and jump around because that's what his character does.
That doesn't sound good at all because Sonic is worst when they ask you to actually platform.
Yeah, but I mean it's not bad because Knuckles has a glide and then can climb walls. So it kind of compensates for like the semi-shitty platforming.
Okay.
But yeah, but also the levels are totally fucking different as well when you play as Knuckles. Like, it's still the same zones. It's just the level structure is totally different.
Gotcha.
But anyway, sorry to throw you off your curve, Steve.
No, that's fine. I was pretty much done.
Okay.
That's basically all I've been doing. Not a lot of gaming. I mean, I played a decent amount of Sonic, but yeah, I haven't played like a ton of different games.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that being said, we should shift on over to the news. We've got a few bits of news right out of the gate. Bethesda has released the Fallout 4 PC update that adds the Creation Club, which is their paid mods replacement system.
Yep.
People are none too happy because on PC, it immediately downloaded all of the mods that are available for purchase, but you can't use unless you pay for them. So they pushed all of the files out to everyone who has Fallout 4 on PC. It's like, what the fuck? And all of it, none of it's like great. You can still get them all for free from other mod websites and install them into Fallout 4. So, it's a shitty thing to push these downloads.
Yeah.
Absolutely everyone, because not everyone has unlimited downloads.
Yeah.
B, fucking why? No one is asking for this.
Yeah.
Like, just stop.
Which is funny because, like, 2 days after Creation Club actually got pushed out, Bethesda's response was like, "Oh, don't worry. I mean, mods will still be free." And it's like, yeah, because you're not fucking dealing with it. It's a third party thing. Like, it's someone else fucking managing all that shit. Like, you just want to fucking reap in the profits and then whatever. But I mean, I understand some of it goes to the person who made the mod, but it's still like they're making a profit one way or another.
Right. Yeah. Didn't the dude kind of say that the people are like who are making the mods are now like kind of get a salary basically from them?
Yeah, so that's kind of how this is supposed to work, is that creators who are being featured in the Creation Club are actually being paid directly through Bethesda, and they don't necessarily see the profits from the sale of their individual items. Bethesda just gives them money. So it's kind of fucked up because they're just making shit for Fallout 4, and Bethesda is paying them to make shit for Fallout 4. They aren't getting paid for the mods that they create. They're getting paid to create mods, which is a very odd and unique difference.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's definitely a strange fucking thing. Like, I don't get it that much. Like, I was reading it and I was just like, this. And the dude who was talking for Bethesda just sounded like a prick, and I was just like, I don't know.
Was it Pete Hines?
I think it might have been.
Yeah, he's like their.
Well, whoever was making comments, I was just like, this dude, what the fuck, man? Like, you're making Bethesda look like a pretty shitty company. With certain comments that he was making. It's just like, okay. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, he's odd.
Yeah, it's and he kept saying like, and I understand, he kept saying like, this is not like, this is just us trying something, basically. Like, this is not like a definite thing that's going to be around forever. This is the first go at like what this could be.
Well, that's the fear, though, right? Is that if that's the first go at what this could be, what does that mean for the next Elder Scrolls? Do they even include mod support?
Yeah.
Like, this is kind of slippery slope, and that's why people are fucking concerned.
Yeah.
Because if you do this from the get-go and go, well, the creation kits, we're not going to release those this time. you have to be a part of the Creation Club to get the Creation Kit. Like, that kind of makes sense because all of their mod tools have always been called Creation Kits. And calling this the Creation Club makes the cynic in me throw up a billion red flags.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. I sad to say, I think that's where this is headed. In which case, fuck off. I'll go play Morrowind again.
Yeah.
I've been like getting more interested in, like, I don't really even play those games with the mods and everything, but like it's interesting to me because I understand like trying to stop certain things, like trying to stop people from like doing like, oh, we put whatchamacallit, what's the Rockstar game, the Wild West one?
Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption, like putting that into GTA and like actually just making that game. Like, I understand getting rid of that stuff, but like people just like doing like artistic things, I don't like them trying to like remove that kind of stuff. Well, it's almost like saying that a YouTube creator can't be creative and like take something else and morph it into their own thing, which is like, I don't know. I just think when a company starts doing shit like that, it's just like, all right, come on, just fucking let people have artistic like values and let people fuck around with things because they're playing your game, they're loving your game, and they want to do more with it. Like, just don't try to take the money.
Yeah, don't be.
Fuck it. You've made enough money. Yeah, but.
Like, that's the grand caveat with all of the mods, like all of the big, like Skywind that they've been working on for years to put Morrowind into Skyrim, is that you have to own both Skyrim and Morrowind to get that mod to work because it's based off of the core files that they will not distribute.
Yeah.
Legally, they cannot. So the only way you have those core files is if you legally own those games. Which I think is a good fucking middle ground.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
This Creation Kit, though, the Creation Club, just it's no good.
Yeah,
it scares me. Next bit of news involves Shadow of Wally, you've read more about this one.
Yes. So we all know the Shadow of War, their whole microtransactions, their whole
loot boxes in your single player game.
Yeah. Also the Shelob being turned into a female. Apparently that pissed a lot of people off. Well, I mean, it was a female spider, but turning him into a sexy female character, humanoid character.
Because in the books, it was just a fucking spider that didn't speak.
Yeah, it was just a spider that just fucked shit up. Because that's just what it was. So let's say Shadow War. So here comes along this tale of one of the executive producers, Mike Forgery. I apologize if I mispronounce your last name. He passed away from cancer last year while in development of Shadow of War. Was a huge fan of the Lord of the Rings movies and all the lore and everything. And he was added into the game as a tribute, which was a very kind gesture by them. He was added as an orc slayer. His name is like Fort Hog the Orc Slayer. And basically, to summarize what this character was, he was kind of like the mystery man in Fallout, where it was just like, whenever you're in like super grave danger, he would appear randomly. There's like a random percentage where he would show up and then just kill one shot the orc that you were fighting, save you, and then kind of like run off and go do his thing. And it kind of looked like an orc version of the guy. So they kind of immortalized him in the game, which was a great gesture. The thing is, and this is what twists the knife for everyone, is that he is pre-order DLC, and also you can purchase him as a character for DLC for $5, which like you're like, okay, well that's kind of shitty. But then there's like a thing where it's like, oh well, $3 out of it, $3.50 will go towards the family. So you're like, okay, that's kind of a nice gesture. So then, a large portion of that purchase is going towards the family. Meanwhile, the rest is to like distributors, WB, whatever. But then there's fine print at the very bottom where it's only limited in the US, and there are a number of states that it won't go through. So all the profits will go directly to WB or the distributors and none to the family whatsoever. So there's a lot of like,
right,
that whole announcement with that character / DLC was like a combination of just being like, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's shitty. Oh, that's nice. Oh God, what the fuck? That's shitty. Like, it's just like all of this fucking like all within one trailer. It brought up a lot of just, man, mixed conversations. Like, some people were okay to the fact that they had to pay for it, but then others were like, why the fuck should it be paid? Like, why shouldn't it all go towards the family? Like, why only in the US? Like, why shouldn't it, like, the rest that's outside of the US go to like a charity of some sort that does cancer research or something? Like, it was like a number of mixed reactions. But it's
there's from what I was reading, there was some kind of like restriction on certain ways that you can do charity in the states that it's not eligible.
Yes.
And WB could fuck around with that, but they have chosen not to, basically.
Yeah.
And then and same goes for like the international stuff, where it's like they could try to figure out like charities or something that it could work for, but they've decided, fuck it, we're not going to. Basically, and then like, because they put out like a ominous tweet where someone was like, "Hey, like, what if I buy this? I want my money to go to something, like." And they were like, "Well, basically, don't buy it because it's not going. If you don't feel like,
it was
good about it."
It was someone in Canada. It was someone in Canada who tweeted it that was like, "I want to get it. Like, I want to support this. Will that $3.50 go towards the family?" And they were like, no, because it's only in the US.
Yeah.
So the fine print, I was just looking up the trailer, says donations will be made on purchases from any one of the 50 US or DC, excluding purchases made from Alabama, Hawaii, Illinois, Massachusetts, Minnesota, and South Carolina, void where prohibited by law. Your purchase is not tax deductible.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a gesture of goodwill, what they should do is make that fucking free for everyone else.
Yeah.
Outside of the US.
Mm-hmm.
Or just make it fucking free and take a cut of the proceeds from the actual full fucking game.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, just fucking make it free and just donate proceeds from the fucking game that you're selling. Like, wouldn't that be nice of you, WB? Like, hey, the fuck? But I guess it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
No. Go fuck yourself, because we're WB.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what a shitty fucking situation.
Yeah, and the other topic that a lot of people were saying were like, oh, well, this is WB just trying to make a profit off of a dead man. Like, there's another thing that popped up.
It smells like shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the donating thing, but the guy's dead. Like, you can just put him in the game and immortalize him forever for free.
Yeah.
And that would be just a good send off anyways, like, people will respect that and love that, and be like, when you come across the character, it will make you feel good.
Yeah.
Be like, there he is,
Yeah, it's like the kid in Borderlands 2.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a super fan died before Borderlands 2 came out. His friends were real bummed out. They contacted Gearbox and they put him in the game as a random NPC that spawns in the main city. And every time you find him, if you find him, he gives you an ultra rare item every time.
Yeah.
So everyone always looks for this dude.
Yeah.
Like that's a fitting memorialization, and that's just a fan.
Yeah.
That's not like an executive producer.
Yeah, and that was just added in almost the last second. I almost want to say, like, it was just like, and it made sense because it was like, oh, here's a random NPC that's in this town. Like, it didn't affect the story or anything, just this totally random event that happens, and it's like, oh, okay, he just shows up and he's there and he gives you stuff, and it's like, all right, cool, like,
fuck WB.
Yeah,
right.
I swear it's like every piece of news I hear about Shadow of War is just more and more I'm like, oh man, like
makes me feel like I should just play the original and be like, yeah, there were never any sequels.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, that it is just shitty. Fuck you, WB.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo announced the Miiverse service for Wii U and 3DS is officially shutting down November 8th, 2017 worldwide. This calls into question a number of different systems within existing games. Smash Brothers, there's one stage that's entirely Miiverse developed. Splatoon.
Oh, shit. That's right.
All of the graffiti is Miiverse art that people have posted up.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Maker, there's Miiverse posts that pop up all over the place. Wind Waker HD has Miiverse show up as tingle floating bottles that you can pick up. Like, Miiverse is kind of integral to the Wii U. So this is really disheartening to see this come to pass. Especially so soon, but I guess it's not that surprising considering the Wii U didn't sell too well.
Yeah.
But Nintendo has offered, there's a service where you can send in your username. I don't know the link off the top of my head, but they will compile every one of your Miiverse posts and send you a personalized zip file of all of your Miiverse posts. If you really want to keep your art from Miiverse, you can do that.
Hey, man, some people really put a lot of fucking effort into some of those posts, man.
God, they did. Apparently, Jeff Grossman from Giant Bomb did a bunch of shit on the Funky Bar in Miiverse.
Oh, God.
That he really wants to keep for some reason. So I'll keep up to date on what he's going through. In the meantime, Drastic Actions, which is a developer, they're trying to archive the entirety of Miiverse, which is a gargantuan task, and good fucking luck.
Yeah.
Shit, really. Apparently it's up on GitHub. Oh my god, it was last commit was 21 hours ago. Is a scratch for figuring out... Oh, okay, so they're figuring out how to parse the Miiverse site. Looks like they're looking to the crowd to figure this out. So that's great.
Yeah.
Listen, if you want to know the best that the Miiverse has to offer, why don't you look up, just Google the phrase, why can't Metroid crawl? With Y being the letter. And that is basically peak Miiverse.
Oh, God.
Why can't Metroid crawl?
I know.
Miiverse was a really neat thing.
Yeah.
That was out of its time.
I know there was the Twitter handle that was Bad Miiverse posts or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That always posted like just really random shit, and the announcement of when that happened, all they tweeted was just a sad face.
Oh.
And that was it. I don't know if they've tweeted anything else out since then, but that was something I came across.
Yeah.
Shortly after that announcement came out.
Yeah, it's a fucking bummer that they didn't even try to continue it on the Switch.
I guess.
I mean, they came up with something in Splatoon 2 where you could post Miiverse style artwork, but it involves you posting it to your own social media site and then them referencing that.
Yeah.
And that's what ends up happening. So all those posts you see on Splatoon 2 about furries, someone has posted that on their own social media accounts.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fucked up. It's just disheartening. I thought Miiverse would be around for longer, but Nintendo seems to have axed all of Mii's entirely on the Switch. So
I think this goes more into the discussion of they're just trying to put a bullet in the Wii U as quickly as possible.
God, yeah.
This is just more proof of that.
Yeah.
Fucking burn it all down. Kill it all.
Yeah. Certainly. And well, there is a Nintendo Direct coming Wednesday that shows stuff coming up later this year on the Switch and the 3DS.
Okay. Yeah.
So my guess is this might be the last update for 3DS.
Yeah.
But
hey, Metroid's coming out later this week. Bye.
Yeah, and then put a bullet in the 3DS.
Yeah.
Because it's been a long road for that thing.
Yep.
So next piece of news, Wally, G2A has a loot box system.
Yeah, so we know our friendly neighborhood G2A and their sketchy keys that they get from developers or not get from developers. Now they've included a loot box system where you basically spend money to get a chance of one of several games, and you basically pay the amount, and then you roll the dice, and then maybe you might get the game that you want, or you'll get some kind of shitty shovelware game, which is the higher chance of getting it, so that way you have to shell out more money to get more loot crates, so then you unlock them to get the game that you want, instead of just outright buying the fucking game.
How much are they charging?
I don't know. I actually did not check that out. Let me see. All I know about it is that it just exists. Let's see. It's, of course, on their top tab of their fucking website. Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot. That's what it was. They have like premium currency or something, like their own currency system. God, I'm trying to remember what these say, like LP points and whatever the fuck that means. But I'm just trying to see like how much does that cost? I don't know, but still. It's some way that you have to buy their premium currency and then use it to buy these loot boxes, and then you roll the dice to see whether if you get one of the several games that are listed.
Okay. So the reason why I'm confused is because GOG had exactly this earlier this year in what they were calling their Pinata Madness sale.
Okay.
Which you would pay $3 US to buy a single pinata, and then you would crack open the pinata and get a random game. So the difference being that you're not buying a in-store currency, and everything in GOG costs more than $3 anyway.
Okay.
So even if it's a game you're never going to touch, you're still paid less for it.
Yeah.
But you could literally get anything in their store. So you could pay $3 and get The Witcher. But still, yeah, it's still gambling. It's still a similar situation.
Yeah. I'm still trying to look up the how much it costs for each of these loot points, which is what they're calling.
But see, this is the fucked up thing, is that so many of these stores, so many games now, I think people expect a level of loot boxing, gambling, and odds boxes.
Yeah.
To go along with their games. So this is only the next logical evolution that, of course, it would creep into purchases.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I agree with it, but of fucking course this is what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm obviously against it because it's just like I'll just save the money and then just either wait for a sale or just buy it outright. Therefore,
game that I want.
my chances are 100% that I'll get the fucking game. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think the bigger concern is that it's gambling. It's all gambling, especially when you're looking at purchasing a game. Like fucking just pull that lever.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get the game you want.
Yeah.
Like that. That's not cool.
Yeah. Yeah, still can't find it, but whatever. Clearly, they're not saying front and center how much it is for those points. So that way people can just figure it out. That way people could just go in and be like, oh, I'll just fucking throw some money at these people to buy their currency and then fucking use that.
No.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Yeah. Don't do that.
Just save your money. Just wait till sales happen. And
exactly.
Then fucking go with that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this might only hasten the need for gambling regulation to start stepping in for loot boxes in general.
Yep. Yeah.
So
a lot of people are hoping that it gets so bad that it gets to that point and then regulations get really shitty. And then it's like, all right, this is getting way too complicated and out of control. Let's just fucking drop the whole thing. And then never happens ever again.
Yeah. It could get to that point. I mean, a lot of these companies, if they're selling in China, they have to show the actual percentage chance in China. So there's speculation that those are slightly inflated and different than in other regions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if the U.S. starts doing that and people are like, oh, no, go fuck yourself, maybe this shit stops.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I'm going to say that's it for the news. And why don't we segue into a new segment we're calling Game Announcements. Things that have been announced this last week.
Oh, shit.
That kind of surprised us.
Oh, God.
Kind of made us do an oh, shit.
Okay.
So the first mod based off Mark Laidlaw's Half-Life 2 Episode 3 script is now available. Yep. It's super early alpha. But this just shows, that thing's definitely going to get made.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was definitely no way that was not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's out there. You can download it if you want. Just do a search for Half-Life 2 Episode 3 Tiger Team.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's like bare bones. Like it's not it's not amazing, but
it's like alpha.
Yeah. But I mean, it just tells the story of what exactly that he wrote, so
yeah. Rockstar has gotten out there and they've announced LA Noire for PS4, Xbox One. There's a special VR case files for the Vive and also for Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
So that kind of caught me off guard. A, that they would remaster LA Noire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
B, that they would put it on the Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
I might actually end up playing that game now.
I'd play it again.
Yeah.
I never got all the way through it. I got through maybe the first case.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If they update it so that it doesn't look like someone glued a actual face onto a cardboard cutout.
It's supposedly they are doing that. Like they're making it graphically better from what I understand and what I read.
Yeah, because it hasn't really aged all that well.
God, no. I played it. No. I played it recently and talked about it on this fucking podcast just last month or something. And outside of the faces, and even then, it just looks a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to picking that up on my Switch. Actually,
what I'm hoping for is a nice little upgrade on PC.
Yeah, they haven't mentioned anything about a PC port yet.
Yeah. Which shouldn't rule it out, because it's not like they can be like, oh, well, we're not going to do it on PC because we don't have it for PC, like a la like Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead.
It's like, it's already out on PC. Like, it exists. Like, it is a thing. Just like, do like a I don't know, fucking $20 upgrade or some shit, and then
or even a free upgrade.
Yeah.
Now they got to do Red Dead Redemption for Switch and PC.
Oh man. I've been trying to figure that one out because it seems like it would be inevitable that they would finally make that available on PC.
Yeah.
Something makes me think that's more of the Game Awards show, end of the year type announcement. Like, here's the newest trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2, and at the end put a little stinger, PC available now.
Right.
Also on Switch. I don't think they'd get that thing to run on Switch.
Yeah. No, probably not, but
American McGee got out there and tweeted saying, "Hey, do you guys want a new Alice game? Follow us along, because we're working on putting together a proposal to kick over to EA, because EA still has all the rights. American McGee cannot make a new Alice game without them giving the go-ahead."
It almost makes me wonder if it was just like, because just recently American McGee like tweeted out like, "Hey, I want to make a new one," and I wonder if he started it, and then EA was like, "Whoa, hold on, what the fuck?" And then he was like, "Hey, never mind, it's a proposal now."
Maybe he did have a Kickstarter about Alice Otherworlds or something like that. It was a YouTube series.
Oh, okay.
A video YouTube series. I think there's a YouTube series. I'm not entirely sure because, oh god, don't Google that. You get the old 1970s sitcom Alice. But yeah, it exists. I'm just curious because that I don't think EA was attached to. But I think the character of Alice Little is in the public domain. So technically he could do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. I would like to see him do a new Alice game. I kind of poked my head around in Madness Returns a couple weeks ago, and the game's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
Not
it being
terrible.
okay.
Yeah, it just had weird like minigame segments.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to see what he would do in a modern setting. I wish he would go back and make Oz.
Like a more recent modern setting.
Yeah.
Not modern setting from X amount of years ago.
Yeah, like that was a problem I think with Madness Returns, was that he was trying to make a new Alice game without trying to make it as new as he could. I think he tried to stick to the original design sensibilities of the first game, but now make it more compatible with the controller.
Yeah.
That's why you have 4 weapons and an upgrade system. It was weird.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't as well put together as the original, I think.
And then shove as many tropes in there as possible.
Yeah. I don't know. I think from a narrative standpoint, it did some interesting things. Just mechanically, it was...
Yeah.
Yeah, I plan on following that and seeing where that goes. Last bit here, the PlayStation VR is getting a price cut. They'll start selling the core PSVR set, which is only the headset, for $400. It's the headset and the camera.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, hold on. With the PlayStation camera, which has a $59 list price. Okay, the more expensive $500 bundle includes a camera, 2 Move controllers, and PlayStation World. That's dropped to $450.
Okay.
So for $400 for just the headset, or $450 for everything else, that seems like a no-brainer. It's still the most cost-effective way to get into VR, but I don't remember the last time we've spoken about VR.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, the only games I would want to play in VR is Resident Evil 7 and Thumper. Those are the only 2 games I would want to play in VR, especially PSVR.
Oh, Thumper VR is fucking bonkers. It's terrifying. It makes you sweat.
Yeah.
It's no good.
Oh, I believe it.
Oh, man. Okay, that, I think, wraps up the news. So why don't we kick it over to emails? Email us at utterlygeek@gmail.com. That's UTTERLYG33k at gmail.com. If you send them there, we'll answer them here at this portion of the show. We did not receive any. However, we still do stream this out live at twitch.tv/CPTWally. If you watch us live, you can chat with us live during the show, and we'll answer your questions here. So
no is the answer. Any? No is the answer. If that's what you were waiting for.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't get a drum roll or anything. No cue. It was just.
Sorry about that.
That's fine.
Okay, so that'll kick us over to new releases.
Mm-hmm.
Starting with PlayStation 4, as we always do. Inside Limbo Double Pack. Comes out on September 12th.
Nice. That's a good thing to get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Apparently, there's an expansion for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, Retribution, September 12th. Coming out on PS4.
Okay.
Sure. Dishonored, Death of the Outsider.
Yes.
Standalone.
Yes.
Comes out September 15th. NBA 2K18 comes out September 15th.
Steve's going to be all over that, and I actually mean that.
NBA Live 18 comes out September 15th. That'll be it for the PlayStation 4. Xbox One. Let's see. Yeah, that Inside Limbo Double Pack also comes out September 12th on Xbox One.
Yep.
Don't Starve Together Console Edition comes out September 12th on Xbox One.
Ooh.
Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, September 15th. And NBA Live 18 comes out September 15th. Oh, I skipped NHL 18 on the 12th for Xbox One, for you sports fans out there. Nintendo Switch, we see Rayman Legends Definitive Edition coming out September 12th. We also see NBA 2K18 September 15th for the Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo 3DS. We see Metroid Samus Returns coming out September 15th.
Oh, yeah.
Guess who's going to be fucking picking that up day one?
The last 3DS game anyone cares about.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
And now we move on to our favorite system, the PC. Let's take a look. What do we got?
Only the notable ones. God damn it.
I'm trying to find them.
All right.
I know Cook Serve Delicious 2 is coming out.
Delicious. It's that delicious.
Yeah.
You just lose words.
That comes out Wednesday, September 13th on PC. That is this coming Wednesday.
That will be a day one for Darren, and we will not hear from him ever again.
God, yes, it will be. Considering the amount of time I put in the original.
Yep.
I don't really see anything else. Oh, okay. God, Microtransaction Simulator, September 14th. Oh my God!
Of course there is.
Oh shit! Divinity: Original Sin 2, September 14th on PC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Dishonored: Death of the Outsider, September 15th. Yeah, and the aforementioned sports games are also coming to PC and blah 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 blah. I think that'll do it in this supersized edition.
Yeah,
it was.
Thanks for joining us, as always, and we will see you next week.
Yep.
On Monday, right here.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye,
everybody.